So, hi, Lisa. Can you introduce about yourself here?
Hi everyone, I'm Raja Vishwateja Katkom, and I'm currently working as a software engineer with Ultimate Bonus Group, that is UKG. I hold a bachelor's in computer science and engineering from IIT Bhubaneswar, and I previously interned at LinkedIn, and I did work as a front-end engineer at Paldec from January of 2025, and I have deep interest in backend systems, AI, and solving real-world problems.
So, like, Visa, like, how do you want to become a like? Why do you want to become a? Did you wanted to become an engineer?
Why did I want to become an engineer? So I was not given a choice after my 11th and 12th, but uh, yeah, but I was always curious about how things did work, especially computers, after joining engineering. Yeah, I don't have a proper answer for why did I want to become an engineer? Because I would say I did become an engineer accidentally, but yeah, I don't regret being.
Accident. Okay. Like, so if you wanted to become an engineer, then what did you push towards the tech side?
Okay. What pushed me towards tech? I would say the high paying jobs. Well, that's being honest, but yeah, I would say I enjoyed solving problems. Problems, I mean to say, there are many problems out there, problems which could be solved using technology. During my college, I actually said that I did my bachelor's in computer science, right? So that drove me towards tech.
Okay, like, how did you score 99.12% JEE?
Let me correct you first. That's 99.26. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's 99.26. Maybe be consistent for 2 years straight, and then I think lockdown did help me a lot during my time. That's when the COVID hit, and everything was shut down, and my exams got postponed. That's when I had a lot of time to connect with my friends and then sit. We used to study together, and I used to pull all nighters every day. So yeah, I used to work on during the COVID. I would say pre-COVID, I was very weak in physics. I was struggling with physics. I would say I was struggling with physics pre-COVID, but during the COVID time, that's when I did take a lot of help from my friends, and it helped me a lot, and I've improved a lot. And then maybe that's what the reason for 99.6.
Like, yeah, you scored 99.6. Like, what's the strategy of being like that, scoring that much score?
Yeah, that's what, right? So we had three subjects that we had to focus on, right? So I was sure that I will do good in maths and I will do good in chemistry. So those were my two strong areas. But physics was where I was lacking. And that's when I thought I need to put some extra effort on the physics. And honestly speaking, during my first mains, so in physics, I don't know if you know it, but there will be a few topics called extra topics for JEE mains, which are not there for JEE Advanced. So those are basically the formulas which you have to remember, with which you can solve problems, and with which you can score a few marks in JEE mains, like minimum 30-40 marks. So you'll get, okay, you'll at least get 30 marks. So you'll get. So and I was good in electricity. Uh, I didn't like physics, but yeah, I was good with electricity, electromagnetism and electricity. I did like it. I was very bad at mechanics, but yeah, during the COVID time, I did put some extra effort on physics. I understood that only with two subjects, it's very difficult. For example, say during my year, what if the maths and chemistry papers were hard and the physics paper was very easy? That would be
That would help you a lot.
yeah. So not concentrating on physics would affect me a lot. If in physics paper in my year was very easy and my compared to maths and chemistry, so that would hit me a lot. Like that would affect my score, right? So that's what I understood, and I started putting, like, even though physics was very challenging to me, I was like, no, I have to put some effort into physics, and yeah. So basically, not neglect any of the topics which is there for the exam, and then be consistent in, what do we say, uh, preparing for them.
Well, like, what is the one IIT life myth that turned out to be false? So, like, when you went to IIT?
That you have to be a genius to survive or succeed. but and people study a lot, but it's not like that. There are a lot of things that you learn at an IIT apart from your acads. I would say you get a lot of network. No, apart from academics, there are a lot of other things that you'll start learning. You'll start learning about people. You'll start learning about your peers who are working on a few projects apart from what do we say, your academics. So yeah, you'll get to see a lot of different people doing different things, and basically the exposure, I would say.
So like this is my personal question. Like IIT are really nerdy.
No, they're not. No, not everyone is a nerd there. But yeah, yeah, there would be obviously. I would say not nerdies, but a lot of curious people. You'll find people with a lot of curiosity.
Like how did IIT Bhubaneswar shape your thinking beyond the academics?
Yeah, I said right. 100 different people, so you get to work with diverse people there, and the other thing would be managing time, and then managing time. So you have your academics going on one side, then you'll be participating in a few hackathons, or you'll be participating in, if you're present in a few clubs. So I was there in a fest. I was not part of any club, but I was part of a fest. So I had to manage my time with my friends, going out with them, and then I have to manage my time with academics, and then I have to manage my time with fests, and if there was any hackathon, I have to manage my time for that. Then apart from this, your placements, or you have to sit for your internship of second year. Then that's what you have to do. Apart from your academics, you build projects, right? In order to land in any of the internships or play to get any placement, you have to do something apart from your academics, right? You have to build a few projects or something like that. So yeah, that's managing time. And
Like how did you get that internship? How do you apply for it?
okay. It was a campus opportunity, on campus opportunity. It's an on off campus, I would say, but yeah, I got the application the application link via college. So applied. Then there was an online assessment. I think it had 3 coding questions, data science algorithm questions, which I had to solve. Post that, I think in September I gave my online assessment, and in March I got a call back. After 6 months, yeah. Yeah, in the meantime, I got another offer from another company in January. But yeah, in September, I gave my online assessment, and yeah, the other one was also on campus opportunity. So that was MEK Software that I got another internship with. So yeah, coming back to LinkedIn, then in March, I got a call back. March, I think March, I exactly don't remember, but somewhere around March, April time. The first round, it had 2 rounds. The first round was a coding round. So where I was given 2 digits algorithm questions as far as I remember, and a few CS core. I was asked a few questions on CS core concepts, and that was it on the first round. Then after the first round, I got a mail that I got selected. I got selected, and my application was moved to the second round. So in the second round, it was basically HR round, where it was not a HR round, host manager round. So the team that I would go into. So that manager basically that was the round with him, and he asked me a few questions on this. It was basically a managerial round, nothing more.
Like what's this like what's something unexpected you learned in LinkedIn like than somewhere?
Unexpected.
Like something if you go to a big company like LinkedIn, like you'll get network, you'll get things from the top purposes, right? Like anything unexpectedly. If we want to learn something from us from first, and we'll go to them, we'll go like that, right? So unexpectedly, like getting an unexpected project or some.
Unexpected. I didn't get your question.
Okay, so look, let's leave it over that. Like the best thing you have learned working at.
So the best thing I've learned at LinkedIn, coding is one part of the job, and there are a lot of other things that you have to do. You have to communicate. You have to think. Coding is just one part of it. Like if you have a problem statement, or the project that you're working on, coding that project is one part of it. To write code is one part of it, and to think about it and how is it going to affect your what do we say, customers, is one part of it. So yeah, that's what I've learned.
Like, what is the difference between writing code in your college and writing code in LinkedIn?
Impact. So if I did like the code that I wrote in college, it was not impacting others, right? For example, say I think you use LinkedIn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the code that I've written, it's impacting you as well. That is what I feel.
What's a project that piloted you're proud of, and like what's the reason? Is there any project which you did?
Proud of? No, it's not proud of. I think the project that I was it's Paltech was a service based company. So I was working in two different projects. I did work on two different projects, but yeah, not proud of. But I'll say it was a good learning experience with Paltech. So I did work as a front end developer there. So I was working on Angular. So
How did your responsibility like differ from LinkedIn?
LinkedIn and Paltech, or LinkedIn, I was an intern. So the project that I worked on at LinkedIn, and the project that I was working on in Baltic was completely different. I think if you can frame that question better, it would be responsibilities at Baltic and UKG. So in that case, it would be in Baltic. I used to just develop features and ship the code. But coming to UKG, I would say, yeah, I take complete ownership from design to deployment, including the code quality, deployment pipeline, monitoring, and everything.
So like in Paltech, you're part of the thing, and
Okay.
but in UKG, you're doing the whole thing. So
Yes, 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 yes.
okay, like how should students balance their work, doing the other work and learning AI? Like AI is a like big word in 2025, right? Like look, so many students like wanted to learn AI, but also managing with their college work and their personal projects.
Okay. So your question is, how should people balance time between AI and?
Their personal projects. Initially.
Okay, for example, so dev. Okay, dev and AI. Okay, okay. I think 70% of your time should go into development, learning something, or building a project, and 30% of your time should go into AI. There is no proper rule or something that you have to put 30% and 70%. It's up to, it differs from person to person. But I say 70 for freshers like me, because I think I need to strengthen my basics first. So whatever I'm working on, for example, so I'm working on Java right now. So I need to be strong with my basics, right? I need to master my basics first. So jumping onto AI directly, taking help from AI, and so as a temp, I need to first master my basics.
So like, do we, how to do software engineers use AI in their work nowadays?
Me, I would say I would just take that as help, because I'll tell you.
Which way? Like, how do you like in which ways do you use API? In which sectors?
Okay. So while developing code, or I nowadays we use AI for a lot of things. For example, say if you want to plan a trip, that's completely out of context. But yeah, planning a trip. I recently was planning a trip with the help of AI. But yeah, so as a dev, I use it to help me write code. That's for sure. But I know what I'm writing. I know the concept, and AI doesn't give you the complete and proper code. Okay, even if AI generates code, you need to be in a position to review it and then use it. So first, it basically reduces time, right? So if you want to develop something, you instead of writing code by yourself, you know what to write, and you know how to review the code given by ChatGPT. Then in that case, instead of doing a work which takes 2 hours, you can do that in 15 or 20 minutes or 30 minutes. It basically makes you more productive.
What are the three biggest mistakes that students do, like while preparing for tech careers or like interviews or learning anything?
Three biggest mistakes. One thing might be watching tutorials endlessly, and nowadays it's become a big market that wherever you go, people are offering courses, and obviously the marketing will be something like, if you join this course, you'll master the skill, and then you'll land a job, high paying job, which offers 50 to 60 lakhs and all. Yeah, that thing, I think it's better if you work on projects rather than those courses. And that is one thing. The other thing I would say is soft skills, like communication. That matters a lot if you want to convey something to someone, or you have to basically talk out to a lot of people. For example, say people in your team. You have to let them know your ideas of what you're thinking. So I think that will solve too many problems.
Like AI is replacing that software job or it's changing that.
I think it's not replacing jobs. I don't think AI will replace jobs. But the thing is, people should be more skillful. As I just said, so ChatGPT will generate a code for me, but I need to be in a position to review the code and then use it right, which will increase my productivity. So that way, I think it will just increase your productivity. It will not take your job out. But the thing is, at this point in time, many companies that I have seen are wanting a lot of skills from freshers too. So you need to build your skills. You need to have too many skills and you need to master too many skills.
Like Nam Zuckerberg and like Anthropic CEO said that the 90% of like in future, like by the end of 2025 or 2026, 90% of the code will be written by AI. Like the freshers' jobs will be replaced or whose jobs will be replaced? Yeah, in the best place.
No, no. So there are many things that happen. That is what I'm trying to tell. Right. So if you're talking about that thing, then you might also have seen podcast, I think, of Satya Nadella, or I don't remember, Sundar Pichai, where they'll be talking about how the hiring process is going to be at Google. I think it was Sundar Pichai. So then he tells that they are not looking for someone who will just write code. They are looking for engineers who solve problems. So AI will generate code. AI, even if 90% of their code base is written by AI, but there should be someone to review the code, right? And you might also have heard that recently, a few days before, 3 or 4 days, I don't remember, a week before, I exactly don't remember the company's name, but their customers' data was completely erased. The database is completely erased.
Replit isn't like $100 and she was lying. Yeah, I thought.
Yeah. So, yeah, there should be. So, everything cannot be put in the hands of AI. There should be someone to review the code. There should be, so yeah, it will not replace all the jobs, but people should be more skillful.
Like, if you to were in your college again in 2025, what would you learn or build and play or if you were in college in this state?
I think with the help of AI, I would learn things even faster than I did in my college. But I think during my college time also, there was this ChatGPT, but it was not this advanced. But I would say I would have learned things even faster with the help of AI.
Like, you told me that you would learn things faster. Like, what do you mean by learning things faster using AI? In which ways do you use to make the work learn it faster?
Okay, I think it will basically cut a lot of time instead of if you want to do a specific task. And basically, I learn by building projects. Okay, if I have to learn a new framework or a new language, I do that by working on projects. So if I want to add a functionality, instead of going out searching on Google key what all concepts that I have to learn, if I just go to ChatGPT now and if I ask it what all topics that I require if I have to master this framework and I want to implement this feature in my project. So, what all concepts that I have to learn, where I have to learn it from, and if I face any problem while building my projects, I'll just go to ChatGPT and then start asking questions, which was done by my seniors or my peers during college. They used to help me out instead of me reaching out to them and waiting for their response. I could directly ask ChatGPT and wait for the answer. And sometimes also it is fed with a lot of data, right? So it has more, what do we say? It can give a proper response.
Like, what's your take on like startups versus working in a big company?
Startups, you ship the code very fast. You develop everything very fast. And but in big companies, what you have to do is you have to follow a lot of procedures, and the process I feel is a bit slow. But the impact, then again, the impact is very huge, right? So we would not want to push any code without proper testing and all. But in the startup, it basically is a fast-paced environment, right? So that's what I feel the difference is startups versus big tech. And obviously, there is a lot of flexibility with the frameworks that you are using at startups because it's on a like it's not on a large scale, right? So in large systems, if you are working, for example, say at Google, then it's completely, the story is completely different from startups, right? Yeah.
Now, how do you stay focused and consistent in learning? Like, actually, this is my personal question. Like, how do you stay consistent and focused while you're learning something?
I set a goal. I set a weekly. So I work from Monday to Friday, right? So I'll be getting a weekend, and then if I have some work during the weekdays, I set goals for myself every week or every 2 weeks or every month. So I set a goal for myself that in this month I have to complete doing this, or I have to learn this framework, or I have to master this concept, or I have to learn something new. For example, say if I'm learning about, now I'm working on Spring, Java Spring. So now my July's and August goal is that I have to learn Spring. So what I'm working on, and I've divided it into, for example, the Spring takes a lot of time. If it takes 2 months, then you have to divide it into weekly or bi-weekly tasks, that by the end of 2 weeks, you need to master these particular topics. And by the end of the next 2 weeks, you have to work on these topics. Setting goal is, I would say setting goal is very important, and you have to work regularly. This week you don't do anything, and the next week you sit and complete. That's not how it's going to work. You have to be consistent in whatever you're doing. So for example, even if it is 15 minutes every day or half an hour every day, but you give half an hour every day instead of giving 1 hour every alternate day.
Are any habits or routines that keep your productivity high and focus high?
Habits.
Yeah, daily.
uh, I take a lot of breaks.
Like, what do you mean by breaks? Like an hour, like a day, like what? What do you mean by all?
No, I have a short term goal as well. Short term goal. So if I'm working on something today, if that takes 3 or 4 hours, I'm working on a Sunday, for suppose. I plan to work for 5 hours, for example, say. Then I don't sit for 5 hours straight and in a single stretch. Yeah. What I do is I sit for 1.5 hour, then I do something else. I watch a movie, or I watch an episode from a series. Then I talk to someone or else, and then I sit again for 1.5 2 hours. Then again I take a break. I do something. I talk to someone. I just go out, come back, and then sit on it, complete it. That's how I do.
So like
I take a lot of break.
you mean the Pomodoro method? Like,
I know I'm not sure of this Pomodoro method, whatever it is.
okay, like I have a doubt. Like, actually, the Pomodoro method is like, okay, work for 25 minutes and take a break of 5 minutes. Like, it's up to you. You can change it. But I have a doubt. Like when you told you are taking a break, like it would be more than the work hours you are working. Like more than the work hours or less than the work hours or
Perfect. I think it's one hour more in my case. So if I sit for 1 hour and study, I take 1 hour of break. Not everybody will be. Yeah, it's not clear. Yeah, so yeah, I feel that's when I'm more productive. So that 1 hour that I'll be sitting for, I think that will be the most productive if I take 1 hour of break instead of taking a 5 hours, burning myself out, and then working project or something. I think I'll burn myself very fastly. So I take a lot of breaks in between.
what's like one failure or setback that hurt you a lot during your preparation or anything? During your JEE preparation or like anything or working on a project or anything?
During my college, I was sitting for an internship. The company's name was JEE Shaw, and it's out of 400 people. I guess it's the first company that came to our college. And after the first round, I think there were 20 people were selected after the online assessment. And then after the first round, I qualified the first round as well. I think 7 to 8 people got into the second round. But in the second round, I didn't get selected. There were 2 people selected. There were 2 final selects, but I was not selected. I think one of the mistakes. So everybody is giving the same decision question, but I was able to solve the question. I think there were 3 to 4 people who solved those questions. 2 of them got selected, and I was one of them. I think I solved the question, but I was not able to code it. I didn't have the time to code the, what do we say? I didn't have the time to code. So I think time management was one thing, and I did have to work on it. That I was solving problems, but I was taking a lot of time to solve those problems. So I have to work on my time management.
Is there any same thing like during your JEE meetings or advanced,
Setback? I don't remember the.
like or any failure that taught you a mistake, that taught you something? Like, which do you feel you would score more if you were not to that mistake?
Okay, I think as I said, I started putting efforts in physics. I realized things very late that I have to start working on physics. I said that I was weak in physics, right? But instead of thinking that I was weak in physics, if I would have started working on physics since day one, I think things would have been completely different. And I think I would have landed in a better college and I would have got a better rank. Yeah.
What's your like favorite program? Is there any favorite programming language for you?
Favorite programming language? I think it's C++ and JavaScript, but I'm working on Java right now. I would love to learn Go. JavaScript is because I worked on my front-end projects and I worked on a lot of projects in JavaScript. C++, I love solving data solving problems in C++, and I was working on C++ since the first year of my college. So yeah, it's one of my favorite programming languages. C++.
And what do you think like most it's the most underrated tech tool which I've used till now and which you are using now?
I don't know if it's underrated, but I think a lot of freshers don't use Postman, which I had a mistake with the same thing. Yeah. So yeah, Postman. I think with the help of Postman, it will help you a lot in the process of debugging. That's what I found out very recently. I was neglecting Postman until very recently. Then 3-4 months ago, I've understood the potential of
Like as you said, debugging before Postman, before you're getting you got to know about Postman. Do you have any like debugging nightmare story? Like it took your hours to so
can't remember of anything, but recently I think I did push a code and then it went on to production and it got failed recently. So I was basically getting a null pointer exception.
like without that, like it didn't they don't test it.
No, we did test it, but in one particular case, we were getting a null pointer exception. We did miss that case. So we did miss testing that case, because of which it has gone into production. It started failing there. So it was a null pointer exception. And the reason for it was we were not fetching the data that I was trying to access. So the data is not there and I was trying to access that data. So there required an API call before that, which we didn't do, and I thought the data was coming directly from the context. But that was an issue that I think did take me 2 to 3 hours of what was happening in that particular case. First of all, finding that case, reproducing that case was only a very very big task for me. And then this is that happened very recently, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Now, you also said how would be faster in a like a startup or a big company. Like if you had a cash to join a startup or a unicorn, would you rather join us sell a unicorn?
I think building a startup is a very challenging task, and I love to take challenges. So building a startup would be interesting, I feel, than working at a big company, big tech company.
Like what's gonna be our next and what's next for your new career?
What's next? I'm currently working on learning system design, and as I said, I'm working on Spring right now. So that's what is my short-term goal. So understanding how complex systems work. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Like, okay, this is the last one. Like one piece of advice for students or early career holders, like students like us who are preparing for a JEE and early career students like who are in computer science now.
Okay. For people in JEE as well, one thing, as I said, we have to be consistent, even if it's like 15 minutes a day. For example, say in case of programming or something, if you're learning something new, even if you have a goal and you're working towards that goal, what I would say is be consistent, even if it's 15 minutes a day, 15 or 30 minutes, if it's a 30 minutes goal. So just try to complete that goal instead of breaking that, instead of working on the same thing, like instead of skipping it today and working on, be consistent is the first thing, and start working on projects instead of taking courses online for programmers who want to be like for devs. Start working on projects. I think you learn a lot while building projects than doing courses. I would say courses will also help, but the learnings you get while working on a project is, I would say, completely different, and you learn a lot faster, and you'll also have experience.
Then like our piece of advice for us.
Yeah. Piece of advice for you guys. I think you guys need to master basics first before. I see a lot of my friends too who work on, I would say, who get help from ChatGPT, but who lack basics. So master the basics first, then you take help from ChatGPT. That's it.
Thanks for coming.
Okay. Thank you, Dikshit. No problem, Dikshit. Chalo.